Mega Scrafty might be one of the best Trick Room supports we've ever seen, and recently I built a Trick Room team with it that puts in serious work, and I'm gonna break down how everything works, starting off with Scrafty. Now, as you probably already know, Scrafty has the ability to intimidate before and after a Mega evolves, meaning that it procs twice, and this has insane value because you're effectively halving your opponent's physical attack right from the get-go, and it only gets better if you look at its stats, because Scrafty already has Supreme Bulk with 135 to both of his defenses, so already, this makes a complete and utter wall. Now obviously Scrafty itself doesn't learn Trick Room, but the reason why I call it one of the best Trick Room supports is because if you do run a Trick Room setter next to Scrafty, not only are you making your Trick Room setter harder to KO because you're reducing your opponent's physical attack, but Scrafty also has Fake Out, which is one of the best moves for enabling Trick Room, as you can just flinch one of your opponent's Pokemon while trying to set it up. Apart from Fake Out, this set has Drain Punch, Protect, and it has Ice Punch, because Mega Staraptor's running a marking Pokemon champions right now, so Ice Punch works really well here. And in my testing, Scrafty performs especially well next to Mimikyu, and here's where we really break down the team and the madness that's occurring here. The reason why Mimikyu works so well next to Scrafty is because it heavily appreciates the double Intimidate drop. Mimikyu has the ability to disguise, which means that it takes 2 hits to take proper damage, but because of that, Game Freak basically butchered his HP stat. But with the double Intimidate, Mimikyu actually becomes decently bulky, and again, because it has disguise, Mimikyu has to take an additional hit just to take actual damage. So we essentially have 2 titans here that are just very hard to take down. And obviously Intimidate doesn't really affect special attackers, but Mimikyu does have good special defense, so it's able to hold its own. Now one concern is that Scrafty only has 68 speed, so even though it does have Fake Out, if your opponent's running a faster Fake Out user than Scrafty, their Fake Out will proc before yours, allowing them to flinch your Trick Room setter. But because Mimikyu's a ghost type, not even Fake Out matters, and we can give it the Iron Ball, halving its speed, making it more optimal on the Trick Room. This team also involves Galarian Slowking and Torkoal. Slowking's here because Scrafty's 4 times weak to Fairy, so if we fight Fairy type, we can just hard swap into Slowking and resist it. And in general, Slowking works well here because it also has Trick Room, and if it runs out later, we can just restart it. And Torkoal's here because, I mean, you already know why Torkoal's here. On the Trick Room, this thing's borderline unstoppable because of Eruption, and Torkoal's really good into Mega Metagross and Mega Mawile, and those are 2 Pokemon that this team struggles with. For the last 2 slots, we have Snorlax and regular Drampa. Wait, hear me out. Regular Drampa is actually way better than you think right now, and it's because it counters Archaludon and Basculegion completely. Drampa has the ability Cloud 9, which effectively removes all weather conditions. It doesn't remove the weather itself, but it removes all effects of the weather. So Electroshock won't go off in 1 turn, it will take 2, and Weather Ball won't be a water type move, it will just be a regular normal one, stuff like that. And because Drampa's a dragon and normal type, it's immune to Last Respects and will take resisted damage from Wave Crash. And Drampa itself can get Earth Power for Archaludon, so it's a bit insane right now. And I don't know why more people aren't using it, considering how common Archaludon and Basculegion both are. And Snorlax is here because it's a good counter to Charizard Y. It has the ability Thick Fat, meaning that it takes half the damage from fire and ice type moves. And the Snorlax set has Rock Slide, which is a guaranteed one-shot against Charizard Y, which you love to see. Here's the 4 team, but our main core is going to involve Scrafty and Mimikyu up front, with Torkoal and Slowking in the back. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into the matches. Guess who finally remembered their YouTube password? It was me. No, but like, okay. I've been super busy recently, but I'm back. I've been trying to edit a video and it's been taking ages, but it's finally done. It is done. So it should be coming out in the next few days, so there's that. I have to be quick as there isn't much time left to pick my team, but one thing that I didn't say in the intro is that one big counter to Scrafty is Defying and Contrary. So part of the reason as to why Slowking is here is because it has Psychic to target Annihilate and Staraptor, and King Gambit will get done by Eruption, so if our opponent has any of those Pokemon, we're fine. Anyway though, our opponent has a team with either Mega Malamar or Mega Metagross. I can't lie, yeah, Mega Malamar is actually sort of good. Like, I don't know, like a lot of people think that it's bad, but every time I fight it, it always does well. Always. Like, there's never been a time where I fought it and I've been like, oh yeah, like this thing's a pushover. Never. It always puts in work. But I don't think they can counter Trick Room here, so I think we just send out the core, and yeah, it should be fine here. Let's get into the match. They send out Noivern and Crocodile. Okay, I think what we do is we Fake Out onto Crocodile, stop it from moving, and we use Trick Room here. They probably just use Tailwind with Noivern, which is fine because obviously we're using Trick Room. Okay, there's Mega Scrafty. Intimidate again, so now Crocodile's at -2. Fake Out, and you can't move. Air Slash, no Tailwind. Okay, we actually tank it, and there's Trick Room. Lovely. Honestly, I'm thinking what we do is, okay, what are the odds that this Noivern has the Focus Sash? Probably very high, right? I think what we do is we Ice Punch, and then we follow up with a Shadow Sneak to break the Focus Sash. I would use Player Off, but I don't want it to miss. Crocodile here should do nothing because it's at -2 attack. Shadow Sneak, your Sash is broken. Ice Punch. Oh, the Yache Berry. Fair play, fair play. Did not see that coming. Crocodile uses Earthquake. How much does this do to Scrafty? Nothing. Like, actually nothing. I think we're fine to use Drain Punch onto Crocodile. Should do good damage. And we use Play Rough onto Noivern. They use Protect. Okay. Drain Punch. Does get Crocodile into the yellow. If we get into the green. Crunch onto Mimikyu. Again, doesn't do anything. I think we just do it again. So Drain Punch onto Crocodile. And then we Play Rough onto Noivern here. Okay, it does Play Rough. And Noivern goes down. Drain Punch. And Crocodile also goes down. Okay, so over here, obviously like we aren't guaranteed to win, but we're in a strong position. They send out Malamar and Meowstic. Okay, Malamar's nickname is very interesting. Sorry, what is that nickname? What? Okay, we're gonna Drain Punch onto Malamar, and I feel like we just Play Rough as well. And yeah, try to get it down. They Mega Evolve to Mega Malamar, that's fine. Fake Tears. Pranks to Fake Tears. Oh, contrary. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. The thing is though, Scrafty and Mimikyu aren't special attackers, so not sure why they did that, but I don't know. We'll take the damage there. Super Power onto Scrafty. Scrafty takes it like a champ. My boy's beefy. Trick Room's also gone here. Okay, over here we just Drain Punch, and I think we just try to use Trick Room again. They use Tickle to boost his attack and defense, and they use Super Power again. I think we win, because now we use Trick Room. Yeah, and now we just go into Torkoal and then Eruption. Yeah, over here we just press Eruption. We press, and yeah, they forfeit. Good first match from Mega Scrafty there. And let's get to the next one. Okay, so over here this could either be Mega Charizard or Mega Metagross. Do we bring Snorlax here for Charizard? You know what, I think we do. I think we do bring Snorlax. We'll lead with it. Bring Scrafty and then Torkoal here. They send out Garchomp and Toxapex, so no Charizard lead. Over here we just use Trick Room and Protect with Snorlax, right? Probably. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Toxapex is a bit annoying here because of the whole Toxic infestation, but we should be able to handle it. They stop out Garchomp and go into Metagross, Toxic, and we're protected. And once again, there's Trick Room. I think we're fine to use Swords Dance here, boost our attack. Okay, so we know that they're gonna use Toxic onto Snorlax, right? I think we just High Horsepower onto Toxapex. I think we do. I think that's fine. Should do good damage. They make it Metagross. If they use Meteor Mash onto Mimikyu with the Disguise, so it won't do the full damage, they use Protect. Okay, so probably try and store Trick Room. High Horsepower doesn't miss. Does 45%, which isn't ideal, as we would want it to be a 2-hit KO, but it's not. Swords Dance, we boost our attack, and there's the Toxic. Okay, Shadow Sneak should do decent damage to Metagross, it should. And yeah, we just High Horsepower again, right? To be fair, we could use it onto Metagross, because Metagross is quite annoying. Oh, but we have Torkoal on the bench. Okay, you know what, let's use it onto Toxapex. They use Bayful Bunker, okay. Shadow Sneak. Does really good damage there, we'll definitely take that. Hammer Arm. Onto Snorlax, I think we should take this. Yeah, we take it. How long's Trick Room up for? Like 2 more turns? Yeah. They probably Protect with Metagross again, they probably do, right? So I think we Shadow Sneak into Toxapex, and then High Horsepower as well. I'm doing this because they probably Protect. If they don't, then it could be a problem, I suppose, but let's see what happens. They don't Protect, they swap out Metagross, which is fine, and go into Hydreigon. Okay. Shadow Sneak does good damage. House Power should kill from here. And it does. Toxapex goes down. In comes the Metagross again. They probably just all protected to store the last turn of Trick Room. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to Swords Dance. And I think we go back into Scrafty, actually. Yeah, we go back into Scrafty. And then we use Fake Out next turn to stop one of them. And then we'll still have our Disguise. They don't use Protect, they use Bullet Punch. That's fine, next time we just Fake Out to Metagross. Okay, well that's Swords Dance anyway. What does Hydreigon do? Heat Wave. They shouldn't do too much. Yeah, we take it. And Trick Room's gone. I think we're fine to restart it and use Fake Out onto Metagross. I don't think they can KO Mimikyu with Hydreigon, so this is fine. There's Intimidate again, so Metagross is at -2. Fake Out. Heat Wave. Okay, that's fine. And there's Trick Room again. Okay, so now we're in a very good position. We are. Because now, we just Shadow Sneak onto Metagross, and then we Drain Punch onto Hydreigon. So let's do that now. Shadow Sneak, and then Drain Punch here. Okay. They swap out Hydreigon, and go into Garchomp, which is fine because we have Ice Punch anyway. Protect, no problem. Drain Punch onto Garchomp, does a decent amount. Yeah, we just Shadow Sneak again, and Ice Punch onto Garchomp, and to be fair, I think that's basically it. I don't think they can really do anything to come back here. I mean, like, that's what I think anyway. There's Shadow Sneak. Metagross goes down. Ice Punch to KO Garchomp, and yeah. Garchomp does go down, and they forfeit. Mimikyu on the Trick Room is actually different. Like, I don't know, man. Like, whenever I use Mimikyu on the Trick Room, I always feel like it's so strong. I don't know why. Like, just like having Disguise, it's just so powerful. And like, again, having Scrafty supported with Intimidate, it's just super nice as well. Okay, what team is this? Like, what's actually going on here? We have Mimikyu and Overqwil. Ditto as well. Yeah, to be fair, I have no idea who to actually lead with here. No idea. But I think the core should be fine here anyway. So, Scrafty, Mimikyu, Slowking, and Torkoal. Okay, let's see what happens. They send out Toxapex and Tyranitar. Intimidate's really nice there. I feel like we just Fake Out probably onto Toxapex. Because Tyranitar won't do anything here with it being intimidated twice. And then we just Trick Room. Yeah, having the double Intimidate is very powerful. Obviously against Defiant, it's bad. It's very bad, but most of the time double Intimidate will be very clutch. Fake Out onto Toxapex. They use Stealth Rock, a move that isn't too common in doubles, but I suppose it can work with Charizard being so prevalent in the meta. But I doubt Charizard on my team. Well, maybe it's for Torkoal. Well, yeah, probably. Okay, over here we just Drain Punch onto Tyranitar, and with Mimikyu we just Swords Dance, I think. Yeah, no reason not to be honest. They swap out Tyranitar, and they send out their own Mimikyu. Toxic onto Scrafty, that's fine. And their Swords Dance. I think we swap out Scrafty into Slowking because they probably just play off onto Scrafty. And I want to Braid the Disguise. Okay, yeah, they probably just use Baneful Bunker anyway. So yeah, Shadow Sneak here works fine. Okay, there's Slowking. And yeah, Baneful Bunker. There's Shadow Sneak, and your Disguise is broken. Player off, yeah, onto Slowking. You take it. Life Orb Mimikyu, huh? Okay. I think over here we just Psychic onto Toxapex. This should do really good damage. And then we just Shadow Sneak onto Mimikyu. I think it probably kills. They could swap out, but I think this is fine. They do swap out into Meganium. Okay. Shadow Sneak. Doesn't do anything to Meganium there, actually eats it. Psychic. Does do a lot of damage there, which is good. They use Toxic. Doesn't affect Slowking because he's a poison type. Does Slowking discounted our whole team here? Is that what's happening? I think we Sludge Bomb onto Meganium. And then we just Shadow Sneak. Yeah. They swap out Toxapex and go back into Tyranitar. Probably should have went for Player Off there, actually. Probably should have went for Player Off. Oh well. They negative Meganium. But I don't think they even survive Sludge Bomb. I don't think they do. Shadow Sneak. Doesn't do anything to Tyranitar. Sludge Bomb. Should KO. Yeah, it does. Okay. In comes in Toxapex again. Trick Room's gone here, which is something to note. But we can just use it again. I think we swap out Slowking and then go into Scrafty for the Intimidate. And then we just use Trick Room here with Mimikyu. Yeah. How do we stop the Disguise up? We still... Sorry. It's been 5 turns and Mimikyu still has the Disguise. Why God with Toxapex? Is that Earthquake? Potentially. No, it's Knockoff. Onto Scrafty, so Mimikyu still has the Disguise. And we stop Trick Room. I think we just Drain Punch onto Tyranitar, and I mean, like, we just use Sword Stance. I mean, like, again, there's like literally no reason not to use Sword Stance here because Mimikyu stores the Disguise. So why would we not? If they swap out Tyranitar and go back into Mimikyu, which is annoying because Drain Punch obviously won't do anything here because it's immune. And their Sword Stance. I suppose we just Ice Punch onto Toxapex and we Shadow Sneak onto Mimikyu. This should KO. And yeah, they swap out Toxapex and go to Tyranitar. Okay. Are they purposely leaving my disguise? Like, why are they not attacking Mimikyu at all? I understand that Toxapex has Regenerator and that it's nearly back to 4 HP, but is it that deep? Is it that deep to not attack me for 7 turns? Okay, over here, we finally Drain Punch onto Trinitar. You can't stop her anymore because there's no more Pokemon to even stop into. So there's Drain Punch. And over here with Mimikyu, we, I feel like we just play her off onto Trinitar again because they probably just use Baleful Bunker with Toxapex, right? They probably do. No, Y-Guard again. Why are they using Y-Guard? I don't understand why they're using Y-Guard because the first time they used it, I thought it was because they were going to use Earthquake, but then they used Knockoff, and now they're using it again. Drain Punch doesn't do anything, but the match should be done from here. They definitely bait for Bunker here, they definitely do, so I think we just go into Torkoal. Okay, wait, this is actually me from the future. What I should have done was I should have went into Slowking here, because Slowking has Psychic, and it would have just ended the match there and then. But for some reason, I go into Torkoal. Don't know why. I actually don't know why. But I do realize my mistake later on. But I'll let you guess how many turns it took me to clock that I should have went into Slowking. I think we use Shadow Sneak in case they don't use Baleful Bunker. Okay, there it is. Trick Room goes away next turn, but we can just use it again. We'll just use Protect with Torkoal and yeah, just Trick Him again. I suppose Wide Guard here actually matters because we can't use Eruption or Heat Wave. Okay, there's Protect. Okay, yeah, Wide Guard. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. And we do use Trick Room. Over here we just... I don't know, do we just use Solar Beam? Because they can use Wide Guard. Actually, do they use Baleful Bunker? You know what? I don't even know anymore. I don't know anymore. I don't know. They do use Baleful Bunker. Oh yeah, you can't use Protect after using Wide Guard. Well, like you can, but it's a 1 out of 3rd chance. I actually forgot about that. Oh my days, why is Toxapex so tanky? Am I dumb? Am I... Wait. What? Why did I not do this the whole time? You know what, let's just forget about this match, okay? Like, let's just collectively forget about this match. They use Baleful Bunker. That is the last Baleful Bunker you're gonna use, sir. That is the last Baleful Bunker. End of match. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, Slowking. Baleful Bunker doesn't work. Solar Beam gets Toxapex into the red, and there's Psychic, and the match is finally over. Overall, I think Scrafty is a great Pokemon. I mean, it basically does everything that you want a Trick Room support to do, with it having Fake Out, Intimidate, and then Intimidate again. Obviously, I don't think Scrafty is going to win you the game by itself. It's not like Mega Flower or Mega Charizard Y in that sense, but if you build a good team, it's going to do well. So big up Scrafty, but let me know what you think of it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.